Welcome to CSL TV, and I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is just a review, a reaction, as well as an informational channel. Hopefully the informational part will help someone out, and we just gonna watch some videos and talk about them, nothing special, nothing like that. And it's crazy the type of stuff that we gotta deal with in this world. The people we see, the stories we hear. And I just pray and hope that none of y'all have to be put in these type of scenarios. And as always, let's get it.
Taraja, how did you start? How did you start in the business?
We've got some sad news to report. This is 41-year-old Taraja Ramses, a martial artist and well-known stuntman who worked on Black Panther. He'd also appeared in Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, Suicide Squad, Hunger Games, and more. He loved the film industry, but his top priority was always his family. He had a newborn 8-month-old girl and 4 other kids. But that all came to a tragic end last week. On Halloween night, he was driving with his 5 kids in his Ford F-150. Just before midnight, he collided with a tractor trailer that had broken down in the left lane. He was pronounced dead at the scene, along with his 10-year-old daughter and the newborn girl. His only son died just days later in the hospital. 2 of his daughters, ages 3 and 15, survived the crash. His mom announced the news on Instagram. Ramses was part of the crew at Ava DuVernay's distribution company. She honored him in an Instagram post, calling him a leader. Rest in peace.
Man, that is so crazy. Just hearing that he was involved in a car accident, because I'm dealing with the same situation. I saved 2 lives and I was the one who got hurt because of this car accident, and he got a beautiful family. I wonder why the tractor trailer didn't have more security and alert. Just like when you out, you see semi truck drivers and stuff pulling the trailer and they broke down, they have all them little orange triangle things, hazard lights, all that stuff. But my condolences goes with the family. Hope that they can pull through from this one. This is tough, man. Car accidents are very tough.
How long ago did you find this child?
It's about an hour and a half.
So you mean to tell me we about to get to a crazy, disturbing 911 call of a baby being basically pronounced, I don't want to say it, but anyway.
I was waiting. I called my lawyer first thing to ask, what's the next thing I could do. And they said, wait till they're here to call, the police and get that going. Basically, it got to the point where I was waiting so long, I just kind of went ahead and did it anyway. And they're almost here, so I was waiting on legal counsel.
So you found the child an hour and a half ago?
Yeah.
And called your lawyer first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is there any other children in the home right now?
Yeah. Because I don't know if I'm supposed to call the police or not. I have no idea what to do.
We will send someone out. We're going to investigate. When was the last time you had contact with a child?
Last night, yesterday afternoon, about 3 p.m. She goes to bed, and that was that.
Okay, so you put her to bed yesterday at 3 p.m.?
Yeah, and then this morning at like 10 something, we finally went in to check on her. Like, okay, it's been way too long, so it's been this long all the time normally, so.
So you're saying it's normal for your children to sleep from around 3 p.m. till 10 a.m.?
Usually about 9:30, yeah. So.
They sleep from 3 p.m. to... I'm just typing in a couple things here.
Sure.
What time do they usually have dinner?
This is my instance. They're not all... They don't all kind of run off the schedule, but she basically eats and, she's off for a half hour after that, and then she goes down for bed.
Okay. And how old are the other children?
4 and 2.
children?
Yeah.
And they're at home right now, right?
Yeah.
And you said when you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you consulted with a lawyer?
Yeah.
Do you believe she was beyond help already?
Oh, yeah. She was dead at the door.
So what's the first thing y'all doing if your kid is very unresponsive? Would you call a lawyer first and wait? Or would you take your ass to the motherfucking car and drive the fastest you can drive to the hospital to put yourself at that hospital so you can get your baby there? No matter what stoplight, red light, train go around. And then you call a 911 while on the phone so they know exactly I'm driving the fastest this car can go.
Seth Welch and his wife, Tatiana Fusari, have 2 other children, ages 2 and 4. When paramedics arrived at the Michigan home, Mary Welch weighed only 8 pounds. The little girl had starved to death. The mother told investigators that she breastfed the infant, who had also started eating some solid foods, before going to her second shift job at McDonald's. But neither parent fed the girl after that. They also didn't go into the 10-month-old's room until the next day. Dr. David Start, the forensic pathologist who performed the autopsy, said the infant died of malnutrition associated with dehydration due to neglect of adult caregivers. The father's attorney, Leslie Kranenberg, questioned the testing performed and suggested that the child suffered from a metabolic disorder that kept her from absorbing nutrients. This was soon ruled out by Dr. Start, who said he found no metabolic diseases or parasites. Despite showing no sense of urgency during the 911 call, the child's father was visibly upset when it was played in court. By the time Mary died, her muscles were so weak she couldn't crawl or lift her head. Child Protective Services has been in contact with the family dating back to 2014 after THC was found in the system of their eldest newborn child. The couple was initially charged with homicide felony murder in August 2018. In June 2020, Seth Welch was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. In 2021, Tatiana Fusari testified that her husband was abusive and would sexually and physically abuse her. She stated that she was not permitted to take her daughter to a doctor and blamed the abuse for not being able to provide care for Mary. However, Tatiana claimed she didn't notice that the infant was unhealthy, nor did she know what caused her death. In November 2021, the mother was also sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder. She was additionally sentenced to 15 to 30 years on the charge of first-degree child abuse.
All I'm trying to say is she should have been sentenced to life before the father, or they should have been sentenced together, because as a mom, these kids was carried in your body. You went through so much. God created y'all to be able to be the most strongest things to mankind. Or however else y'all look at it or want to put it, they fucking birthed and carried us. That's all I can say. For you to have your kids so nourished and all this other stuff because of what you was doing to neglect your kid, man. I just don't understand parents. I'll do whatever I have to do. I'm kind of touched by this, but I'll do whatever I have to do for mine. So I don't even see how some people can be like that. That's just crazy, for real crazy.